Jersey has said it will retain control of its waters after France claimed it would be victorious in upcoming talks following a bitter fishing row post-Brexit. French fishermen say new conditions on licenses, implemented following the UK's departure from the EU, were imposed on April 30 without any discussion with French officials. The new conditions caused around 50 French boats to converge on Jersey's harbour at St Helier, prompting Britain to dispatch 2 Navy vessels in case of a blockade last week. However, island authorities said they would suspend implementation of the new access rules until July 1, allowing negotiations to open with Paris. Ahead of the talks, Ian Gorst, Jersey's External Affairs Minister said, "Jersey wishes to find a solution, but we remain firm on our wish to remain master of our waters." He reaffirmed the suspension was a mark of confidence that we give to France and its fishermen. But Bertrand Sora, French MP for Manche and Normandy, said, "The technical limitations and measures imposed on our fishermen by Jersey and the United Kingdom are suspended until 1 July to allow negotiations to continue." This period of negotiations must be used to obtain a definitive victory and allow the fishermen to continue their historical activity in the waters of the Channel Islands. London and Paris officials have previously clashed over French claims that fishermen are being prevented from operating elsewhere in British waters because of difficulties in obtaining licenses. Theresa May undermined Nicola Sturgeon's bid to take Scotland back into the EU, by refusing to join the European Economic Area (EEA), according to a detailed report. Had Britain joined the EEA, Scotland could have left the UK, and joined the EU, without requiring a hard border with England. However, because of Mrs May's decision, and Boris Johnson's new Brexit trade deal, this is no longer possible. If Scotland swaps the UK for the EU, border checks will be required on trade and travel with England, risking serious economic disruption. EEA members form part of the European single market and continue to apply EU internal market rules, including on free movement. Some former Remainers pushed for Britain to join the EEA after Brexit, which would have meant a very close relationship with the EU. According to Institute for Government (IFG) analysis, if the UK joined the EEA, an independent Scotland might still have been able to join the EU without customs checks and major risks of economic dislocation on the border. Brexit. Britain is on the verge of a victory as Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been handed an easy solution to keep an industry expected to be worth £400 billion in the UK. This year's Queen's speech laid out the government's vision for the UK after the pandemic, with science and healthcare placed at the heart of the UK's economic recovery. In his statement in the House of Commons, Mr. Johnson highlighted his intention to build on the extraordinary work of UK scientists during COVID-19 and announced plans for a new Advanced Research and Inventions Agency, ARIA. ARIA will establish a UK agency to search for groundbreaking scientific discoveries and will fund high-risk, high-reward research and development in the UK. Welcoming the announcement, David Morris, who is chair of the Parliamentary Space Committee, said it was a huge step forward for Brexit Britain and that Mr. Johnson now needs someone to tackle space. He also explained the shortcomings of current legislation, giving Mr. Johnson an easy way to add a huge industry to the UK's CV. He told Express.co.uk exclusively, "This is going to need a major reshape. It's not that they've been doing things wrong, it's that there are more things happening now and the space industry is starting to become a lot more profitable." Britain will this week kick off next-generation trade talks with Canada and Mexico in a bid to unlock new opportunities for growth. International Trade Secretary Liz Truss will start the process of securing new deals in pursuit of a bright future beyond COVID. The UK wants to build on existing arrangements with these countries to harness the digital revolution, boost innovation and turbocharge our pursuit of green growth. The effort comes on the heels of starting work on a trade deal with India with the goal of doubling the value of trade, worth around £23 billion in 2019 by the end of the decade. Ms. Truss says a trade deal with Australia is now in sight, and it is hoped it will be agreed in the coming weeks. She said, "It will be our first from-scratch deal outside the EU, supporting jobs across the country by helping businesses export more of the brilliant goods and services, and will boost ties with a friend and ally that shares our values and beliefs." The European Union was under threat after a political commentator warned Sweden's mourning for the UK over Brexit could quickly morph into the country's own divorce from Brussels. In the immediate aftermath of Brexit in 2016, David Wemmer, a Europe Fellow at Young Professionals in Foreign Policy, outlined how, and why, Sweden could be next to follow the UK's path. He noted how the European project had long struggled with the dual missions of integrating states into a supranational federal entity and the uniting of the whole European continent. Mr. Wemmer wrote in the Diplomatic Courier, "Expansion to the United Kingdom, the Nordic countries, and Eastern Europe signaled that the founding states favored a pan-European project over full integration." As the Union continues its decade-long malaise, however, that belief could be eroding, as core states see full integration as the only way to save the institutions they worked so hard to create. If leaders in the core states endorse this view, it puts politicians in Sweden and elsewhere in the unenviable position of choosing between the Union and their nation's coveted sovereignty opt-outs. He added, "Brexit clearly shows the more likely outcome. Sweden's mourning of sorrow could quickly morph into a heartbreaking divorce, while Brussels may achieve more union but become tragically less European."